Hello, I'm Jennifer Steckel from the Direwolf Project. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about noxious weeds, the ones that are not good for dogs. The first weed that I want to talk about is called cheatgrass. Cheatgrass looks like grass and it acts like grass. So it's a ground cover and it's very difficult to get rid of. It covers the entire ground just like grass does. If you want to get rid of it, you basically have to kill all of the other plants surrounding it as well. Cheatgrass looks like this. It's got these little dangly seeds on the end, and these seeds, when they get mature, are barbed. And the barbed seeds can get inside a dog's ear or even get onto their fur and embed themselves into the dog's skin. So these guys are particularly insidious. We don't like them here on the property, and so whenever we see them in little clumps where we can just take them up, we do. We don't like to use poison, especially around the dog cabins. So if we see these, like these we found all along the front of the dog cabins. These we just pull up by hand, and luckily their root ball system is not very big, and because that we have decomposed granite down on the ground here next to the dog kennels, they can just pull right up from the sand. So in this little bouquet of cheatgrass I have right here, there's at least 20 plants. So you can see it just expands itself too, and all these millions of seeds are going to sprout and they're going to float on the wind and plant themselves all over your property. And you can see how spindly they are. These stalks are very thin and they can grow up in between all kinds of different plants. It's very difficult to get rid of this weed. The other thing with cheatgrass is when you pull it up, you don't want to just throw it down on the ground again, because just like a dandelion weed, they will continue to sprout, and then you'll still get, the seeds will still be viable and they're going to be growing anyway. So you want to either burn these or throw them away, which is what we're going to do right now. The next weed we're going to talk about is this guy right here. This is a thistle. And thistles are terrible for dogs because they are barbed like a rose is. And so when the dogs get into the thistle, it can grab onto their coat. It's even barbed underneath the leaf. So these are terrible weeds, and we take them up before they seed. The way they seed is they bring one big long stalk up, and then the seed is on the top. And it's usually a big purple flower. But if you get them in this younger stage, you can take them right up from the roots. The roots usually haven't gone out into different sections. There's just this big long root. So usually you can pull it up. But this root, as you can see, it's much denser and thicker than the cheatgrass was. So it's more difficult to get up. And because these have thorns on them, you need to wear gloves when you're pulling them up. But I was able to pull it up from the root that does not have thorns on it. I just kind of got into the decomposed granite a little bit, stuck my fingers in there and pulled it up that way. But when they're younger like this, you can pull them up because there's only one root system going down. But when they get older, it's much more complicated because they spread out. If you notice behind me, there's a large expanse of the dog cabins that does not have anything on the ground except for decomposed granite. What we're going to do in front of these cabins is put in raised beds. As you saw in our last video, all of these cabins and the carports behind the cabins where the dogs live catch rainwater, or they will when we get all the system hooked in. And so we're going to have an abundance of rainwater, and the dogs won't be able to drink all of that. And so we're going to be putting raised beds in the front of the cabins and grow a garden and some flowers. If you notice on the ground right here, this is where we had a pile of straw. When we were using the straw for the winter, we kept the straw in our trailer because we would go and get the straw, pile it in the trailer, and we just covered it in the trailer. But the straw had seeds in it, and so whenever we would gather the straw, the seeds would fall onto the ground, and now we have wheat that's growing right here out of the seeds from the straw. So all of that will have to be taken up. You can see the wheat really well right here. Check out the stalks on those guys. We're going to have to take all of that up, but that is real wheat, and that is what straw is made out of. So they cut the tops of the wheat off, and then the rest is dry, and they cut that at the stalk on the bottom, and they use that for straw. Okay, so nature provided. So these are the foxtails, and you can see in June they're just nice, and all of these are stuck together and they don't come off. But look at this. This is when they blossom. When those foxtails blossom, they come off in these little like this, and the seeds are on the inside, and man, they get everywhere. It's very difficult to tail up when they're like this. So it's much more preferable to like this, these wisps blossom and to fall off. So this is not a good time to pick them. This June is the best time to pick these guys. These, they're not really kind of stuck together. Just like their seeds, they come apart very easily. So you see all of these plants are individually planted together. The reason why they're so difficult to get rid of is because they're just these plants right here, these millions of seeds in here. And if you don't get that one foxtail up on your property, you see foxtail all around. Thank you for watching today. It was a pleasure to be here with you. If you liked our content, please consider liking and subscribing in order to receive all of our videos when they first come out. Also, we would like to extend to you a free gift just for stopping by and watching our content. You can find your gift at direwolfproject.com. Head on over there and we will send you a free ebook for the 10 ways to alter your dog's diet for the best health results. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.